Rob and Slim Show.
What up, boys? It's Eric Grady.
Eric, thanks for calling, man. The other guy didn't call.
He didn't call?
No, dude. How have you been?
I'm all right. I've been busy.
Yeah? What have you been up to?
Okay, well, I have like 3 sources of income, right? Kind of job, but not really. Okay, so I have an art business in South Carolina, but I'm also a comedian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that. So then I have a third job, which is I walk around and I make people who think they're tall realize they ain't. And today was a busy day. I am tired. I got one more in me if somebody will call in, but that's it.
Oh man, I was hoping for the competition. I had some questions, like what was one of the coolest tall guy thing you've done, and my examples were like go in a church, act possessed, and start ripping out ceiling fucking tiles, or like be in a police lineup for a midget suspect. Like I had some good competition, and like how tall were you? I still don't know how tall the guy is.
I don't either. You know what? I'll tell you the best thing that's happened to me being tall probably is I said I have an art business. What it is I have 2 caricature stands in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, okay, where we have people who work there and draw other people, you know, with the big cartoon head and the little cartoon body.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe you guys have seen those like in New York or something, in the city, in Times Square or something.
Yeah.
But not like those guys, but good. Okay, those guys aren't good. We're good.
Nice. Nice.
Their displays are good because they've taken the displays off the internet from people who I know that ain't them. So the display is good, but they're not good. Anyway, so I do that, but there's a caricature convention that happens every year in some part of the country. They move it around. And I've been drawn a lot of like more than 200 times by these people, and their ways of being creative and drawing me to look tall just never ends. I don't know how they keep coming up with these ideas.
They keep coming up with new ones. I thought you were going to say they're never good. But
no. Their creativity just never ends. They are some of these people who go to these conventions are so good and have these great ideas about my height. It's just, I'm like, how do you come up with this stuff? I'm a pretty creative person, but these artists are amazing. And they have it's called the International Society of Caricature Artists, and they get together every year around November, I want to say, and just draw each other. And I've been several times, and they draw me, and I've got a stack of them. Nice. But they're hilarious.
Do you draw them as well?
Yeah, I do. I've been doing it since before you guys were born. 30 years.
Wow.
Oh wow, man.
Was that one of the first jobs you had?
I guess it's one of my earlier jobs, but I worked for my dad for a long time, just, you know, delivering office supplies and working in his store, and I had a paper route, and I think I worked in like a restaurant or something, a couple places, things like that.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for a long time, or caricatures for a long time.
Did you ever explore any other forms of art or just characters?
Oh yeah. I did a lot of stuff, but I just got bored with everything else. I did start a comic strip one time. I was going to try to. I had heard you want to get syndicated, so what I would do is I wrote about 50 scripts or so, like the little ones at the back of the newspaper, which they don't make newspapers anymore, but this is back when they were making them. And I wrote about 50 scripts and started drawing them, and they were really good. And then one day I thought about it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to write a new joke every day for the rest of my life if I do this. And
dude, they go on for a while. Look at Peanuts.
Yeah. And the thing about stand-up is we can do these jokes over and over again. So that's plenty for me. I wrote a lot of jokes for stand-up, but it's not one a day. And so I need to. Or so I thought about that, and I go, nah, I'm gonna let that slide. I still have them somewhere, and they were funny, but I just stopped doing it.
Dude, I don't think I got to it last time, and I saw it today again on your website. You were in Talladega Nights?
Nothing major.
Okay.
I was like background. I was the trophy guy when he wins the race in Las Vegas. About 12 minutes in.
That's still pretty awesome. Wow.
It was fun. You know what? It was fun.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I was just standing back there with a purple shirt and a dark sport jacket, just happy to be there. I was the trophy guy, and that was it.
That's cool though, man. That's still cool.
I'm actually curious, being as tall as you are, do you get a lot of requests to be in like films?
No, but I'm a road comic for the most part. So not a lot of people. There's not a lot of industry that knows me, and so I feel like if I was in California and trying to get on those stages a bit more, could get more work. But I do have an agent in North Carolina who submits me for a lot of things. But he tells me that the one thing that I'll be hired for is the one thing that doesn't get me hired, and that is my height, because I'm so tall that there's a lot of things that I can't do because I'm just too tall. And they need somebody more average height. So unless they need somebody who's a freak of nature, and then they can call me. But there's a couple of us running around out here who are around this height. So there's not many, but there's a couple. And there are people taller than me, and there are people a little shorter than me who hit the. An example is there was a show called Sleepy Hollow that was on recently, it's still on, and I was up for one on there, and I actually watched the show that I was trying to get the part on and didn't get, and they were looking for somebody between 6'8" and 6'10", and I'm 6'9". I'm like, boom, and between 150 and 160 pounds, and I was 155. I'm like, boom again, and I still didn't get it. I still didn't get that. But then my agent told me later, he goes, it's actually, they had the suit was between 6'8" and 6'10", so he had to be shorter than that. So that's what he tells me. I didn't get it. He may be lying to make me feel better, but that.
What was the part?
It was one of two things. It was either like the bad guy who was in the first season at the end, and he was like, he was like where the trees are and whatever, like he was the bad guy, and then and not the headless horseman, but the one who was kind of in charge of the four horsemen or something.
Cool.
Or there was this other one where there was a Sandman, and I saw him. I don't know which one I was supposed to be, but I figured it was one of those two, and I didn't get either one of them. But it was fun to try. But,
yeah.
But again, I'm in North Carolina or South Carolina and North Carolina most of the time, so it makes it difficult.
You go back and forth between California and there?
I was in California for a little while, but that was years ago or several years ago, and I haven't been back. And actually, right now I'm in New York City, but I'm about to go back to South Carolina in about a week and a half. And but I'll be back in New York soon. And cool. I don't have an agent in New York, so I don't have or management, so I don't have those people putting me in the places that I need to be.
Oh wow! See, I figured one agent or one manager would get you gigs all over the place. I didn't know you had to get a separate one.
Well, no, management is different than agent from what I understand. I don't know that much about it either, but I do know that my agent in North Carolina, he just he submits me to things, but they're mostly locally.
Okay.
So he'd really submit me for L.A. or New York. I mean, he will, and hope that they'll send me, but I don't hear that much.
Are you performing up there right now?
I did a little bit, but I didn't much. I came up here to do improv, or to take an improv class, a couple improv classes, and I am done with that, and for now, and then I'll come back again in October. And in October, I'm working the Borgata, but in New Jersey, in Atlantic City.
Right in Atlantic City. That's right around the corner.
Well, I'll see you there.
Cool, man.
But yeah, that's so I'll be back up around October to do it, or to do some more improv and some stand-up and things. But it's fun.
Nice. Does improv help you in your stand-up act?
You know what? I think my stand-up act helps my improv, because I'm not really a riffer, but if I do, I'm one of those who are pretty good at it. Like there's people who are riffers who will just start talking without having any material or something like that.
Yeah.
And kind of like riffing on a guitar. Same thing with stand-up. So there are people who are good at it, and there are people who are horrible at it. And I'm one of those who's pretty good at it, but I don't do it because I feel like people came to see material. So I've written this stuff out. But every once in a while I'll go off topic and start riffing a little bit, and every time has been good, and oftentimes it's sadly, even better than my act is. And I feel like my act's pretty good, but
I do too. I've watched a couple of your stuff, man.
oh well, thanks. But my riffing can be pretty good. But but so when I did improv classes, it just kind of came easy to me. It was easy to go to that place. You know what I mean? So I don't know that improv is helping my stand-up, but I feel like my stand-up helps the improv. But I just wanted to do it. I wanted to see what to do some and see what it was like and all that. And it it looks fun if you ever watch it. Like at UCB is where I took it, Upright Citizens Brigade in New York City.
Oh wow!
And they have
they're cool.
Yeah, and they have shows, and you got to go watch the shows when you take the class. And some of them are really funny. They really are. Those guys are quick on their feet.
Yeah. What I was thinking of too when you said that. You just did it to do it. My dad's been riding a motorcycle since he was like 18, but he still every now and then he'll take like a riding course or something, and it's like, dude. But he says you still learn some new stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I used to ride a motorcycle, but my legs would just kind of flap in the back while I was riding.
You might grind some of that height down. Trying to stop, man.
Luckily, they weren't dragging the ground. They were just kind of doing that flippy thing in the back.
Hanging, waving.
Wacky, waveable,
inflatable. Yeah, that thing, yeah.
Is it a process just to find clothing that you fit into?
Ooh.
Man, yes, it is. I got lucky
imagine.
today and found a shirt with a 36 or 37-inch sleeve, and that was beautiful. It was. I bought that shirt. I don't care if it would have cost $200, but I got it for like $20, so I was happy.
Nice.
Went to Macy's. They're having a sale. You better go. But then let's see, jeans. I get my jeans from Buckle, and from the Buckle jeans or whatever. I get like a 33 waist, and to find a length is hard. So 33 waist and then like a 38 inseam, but they have it. They don't usually have it in the store. You got to order it, but
yeah, that's
where I get that. And then I'm wearing suits on stage these days, and so those you just kind of go and get made. And so yes and no. Now that I know where to find them, it's not as difficult as it used to be to find clothes. But I'm not getting anything from the Gap or.
Dude, I buy something in my size, and sometimes it's like too small the shirt. Like I think that's newer because like I remember years ago I never had that problem. Now I buy a large shirt. Sometimes it feels like it's a medium on me or something.
Too many pizzas. too much beer and pizza. Yeah. I can't believe this guy didn't call. He really didn't call?
No,
he
dude.
punked out on?
He did. He bitched out. He really.
How tall do you think he was?
I don't know. That's what I think. I figure maybe like 6'7", 6'8" tops.
I think he's like 6'5". That's what I mean. I'm looking at the people at photos of him and stuff online, trying to find him, and I started going through it. And I was like, okay, let's play a game. Let's everybody stand up who's over 6'3". Now, anybody in there in your room right there, 6'3" or taller?
No,
we're all
I'm 5'11".
5'11". Dang, I got a 13-year-old nephew who's 5'11".
I'm 5.
So let's see who sits down. We'll start at 6'3". Judy Gold is 6'3". That's a woman comedian.
Wow. Yeah,
she's 6'3", right? You know her, right?
Yes.
She's famous.
Yeah.
6'3". Then so she sits down at 6'3". So 6'4", who do we got? Conan O'Brien is 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then at 6'5", we got Bo Burnham, Kurt Fox. Those guys are 6'5". We get to 6'6", Penn Jillette. Okay, he's a magician, but he's a funny magician.
I didn't know he was that tall.
Yeah. You don't know even some of the other guys you were saying, like Bo Burnham. I never know.
I knew Conan
realized was that tall because I guess you just see him on TV or whatever.
Right, but at the 6'6" range, we got Penn Jillette, Drew Hastings, Steve Agee, Gary Goldman, Ben Bailey from the Cash Cab Guy.
Yes.
All those guys are 6'6", right? Then we got 6'7". We got Greg Davies. We got Steve Merchant. You know who Steve Merchant is, right? He's the really tall, skinny guy who's the British dude.
Yes.
Glasses. He's 6'7". Brian Posehn is 6'7".
Oh, wow.
Those guys are all 6'7". And then you got Brad Garrett at 6'8.5". and I got him by half an inch. So Brad Garrett's a little punk ass bitch. I'm just kidding. And those guys are good. Those guys are funny guys too, and they're all tall. They're not to you. They're tall. To me, they're not. But to everybody else, they're tall. And I'm betting your boy is probably about. I got him at about 6'5", but he might be. I'll give him 6'6", but I don't think he's a half an inch taller than 6'6".
He's got a Napoleon complex.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just busy. Maybe he's just busy out being a comedian or being tall or something.
I saw a clip. I wouldn't call him a comedian as much.
Okay, now if he listens to your podcast, he's gonna be mad. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, all right, maybe even if he is taller, where's the comedian part?
He doesn't call. I don't know if he's gonna listen, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know.
Well, I was just thinking that there might have been a break that I didn't mute the mics,
but still.
but even so, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. Well. Oh wow. What
I
a loss.
I did do a show in California one time, and or a couple times. And this one particular time, I was like 5th in the lineup, but I got skipped because they didn't know me, and it was my first time doing this show, and I got skipped. And so around 8th, I go up to the guy and I go, I was supposed to be 5th, I think. Am I still? You didn't skip me, did you? He goes, oh, you'll be on in a minute. Oh, okay, cool. So 9th comes around, not me, and 10th comes around. There's nobody but one guy left, I think. And this guy goes, and then they bring this guy up, and he's tall. He's 6'6". So he's not real tall, but he's 6'6".
Yeah.
And I was like, you sons of bitches. Can I say that on your show?
Fuck yeah.
So I was like, you put a tall dude up right before me, and he's going to do, if he does tall jokes, I'm going to be pissed, right?
Yeah.
He did one tall joke and let it go and didn't know that I was a comic. And so, and he did okay. And I go up, and I was like, let me show you how to do this tall jokes thing here, boy. So I went up there and just destroyed that room. And it was so much fun and I just kind of looked at him like, see, this is what a comedian does.
You look down at him.
Yeah, literally.
But they're newbies. They're newbies. You can't really fault them. But they're trying. They're trying. But I will say this: there was after you told me about this guy, you told me you wanted me to call him and compete. I was like, boy, what kind of competition are we having? All right, round 1. Let's see who's taller between these two.
It's over.
You got to get through to get to round 2, and round 3 is for all the marbles. This time you have to really try to be taller than the other guy.
I think Slim was gonna ask like how big your dicks were. I think that was gonna be one of the questions.
That written down.
That was gonna come down to that, I think.
But then I was looking online trying to find right, and I couldn't find his height anywhere. I could find him, but I can't find his height anywhere.
That's what I had. Yup.
And in the process, I found a guy on YouTube, and this guy, he was clearly an open micer. He was doing an open mic night, but he did good for an open mic. For an open micer, he did really well. And this guy had a voice that was as deep as the Atlantic. His voice was deep. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, this dude is 7 feet if he's an inch. And I looked him up, and sure enough, the dude is 7 feet tall.
Wow.
Now,
holy shit.
Now, I still get to say world's tallest comedian because he's not a pro yet. But
nice.
But if he goes pro,
he's
got to get my domain name from me because my domain name says world's tallest comedian. So it doesn't matter if I am or not. I got the domain name.
You got it. The other question I had for you guys, and I don't know about you, but he talked a lot about being a drug dealer. So that was one of the questions too. If either of you guys ever dealt drugs.
I've never even done a drug. I've never smoked, drank, or done a drug in my life. I've tasted a few drinks, but that's it. A few alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
And but it's really just a taste, just a sip, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like the taste of the alcohol.
My father's like that. He's never even smoked pot, and I think when he was younger he drank a little bit, but
Oh yeah.
Eric,
no,
you've never even been drunk?
Nope.
It would take a lot, I would think.
Oh, yeah, it probably would take a lot,
Yeah, it's probably not even like...
It'd all go to my feet and just sit there. No, I've never drank or smoked or done a drug. It's just a thing. But, so, yeah, no, I never did any of that. So, never done.
I did that until I had a drink and smoked some pot, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this now."
I was the same way. Dude. I didn't drink.
But seriously,
until I
until
was
about
21.
17 or 8, like senior year of high school, so 17, I
Yeah.
never touched anything. And then my buddies were like, "Yeah, come out," and I was like, "Okay." And then finally, I tried it, and I'm like, "What the fuck did I wait for?"
Yeah, I felt the same way. I waited till I was 21. I waited till I was
Wow.
the legal age to drink, and then I was drunk for the next 5 years of my life.
Well played. Well played. I almost drank one time. I'm not sure. Okay. Let me take it all back and say I might have drank once. There's like a 10% chance that I drank one time. And what happened was I had tickets to an NFL football game in Charlotte, and I had asked my buddy to go, and he couldn't go. So here I am with a ticket, and I had to find somebody to go with me. So I call around, and I end up finding this friend who used to work in the same building that I worked in, and I knew her, and we were Facebook friends, and we talked every once in a while, but just friends. And I called her and I said, "Hey, you want to go do this game?" She goes, "Yeah, definitely." So we go to the game, and unbeknownst to me, well, let me say this. So we go in there, and I get like a souvenir of Coca-Cola, and we're watching the game, and drinking my soda and all this. And then like the fourth quarter, I look down, and she's pouring a mini bottle of vodka into my Coke.
Into
or
yours.
Pepsi, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. I was saying you could have some of it, but I didn't know that she was pouring vodka in it. And I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "What? I've been doing it all night." "What?" "Yeah." She shows me another empty mini bottle of Pepsi.
Oh,
of vodka.
wow.
Wow.
What is wrong with you? I've never drank in my life. I don't drink. I've got to drive 3.5 hours, so I don't know if I'm okay or not to be doing this. And now you're gonna do this. What are you doing? I was actually pretty ticked, but
Yeah.
but I thought, but I don't feel weird. I don't feel, I've had NyQuil or something when I'm sick, so I've had that kind of feeling. I don't know if it's the same, but I've been busy.
weird
I've
feeling.
drank NyQuil. I didn't feel off or anything. I felt fine.
Yeah.
I didn't think my language was bad or anything like that. I didn't think I was swearing my words any more than I usually did. And so I thought, okay, I'm fine. And but I stopped drinking the Pepsi at that moment.
Yeah.
But then so I drive. The game's over, and she drives home, and I start driving my way home, and we won the game. So I'm calling my friend who couldn't go, and I was like, "Dude, you should have gone to that game. I can't believe you didn't go. Did you see those plays?" And blah blah blah. And he's like, "Dude, you been drinking?" I go, "What?" He says,
Just by how
your
you're
words
talking.
are slurring a little bit. He says, "Your words are slurring a little bit." I was like, "I will kill that bitch." What? If I don't die first or get arrested going home, I've never drank in my life, and then
Yeah.
I actually get arrested for drunk driving, and I didn't even know I was drinking. You been drinking? Nah, Pepsi. And then I blow a breathalyzer. It's like 0.08. I've been doing what? That didn't happen. That didn't happen, but I was imagining something bad like that happening. But
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
Eric, we have to wrap this up, dude. But thank you so much for calling.
oh yeah, man. Let me know if he calls you back.
Where can everybody find you, brother?
Yeah, you know where to find me. I'm on Twitter, Eric Grady, or World's Tallest Comedian. Just Google World's Tallest Comedian. You'll get all my pages.
Awesome, man. You rock.
Don't Google Tallest Living Comedian, because evidently that's your boy who didn't show up.
Oh, is that how you find him? Don't ever Google that guy.
Yeah. But yeah, Google World's Tallest Comedian. You'll get Eric Grady. And thanks for having me, guys.
No problem.
Yep.
You won the competition just by
Yay!
calling. Thanks, Eric.
All right.
Later, dude.
All right. Bye.